Alright, so we're at 2. So close. Transformations of rational functions. Warm up. Write each expression as a product of linear factors. Alright, let's take a look at number 1. So we can factor out an x from both terms, which leaves x times x plus 1/2. Alright, number 2, excuse me. We're going to factor using the reverse box method. So we have first term, last term, and these two need to combine to be 2x. Now we know x and x makes x squared. Now we figure out what numbers multiply to give us -3 combine to be 2. Since the bigger number is positive, or the middle number is positive, the bigger number is positive. So -1 times 3 is -3. -1 plus 3 is 2. So we have our -3 and 2, so our factors are x minus 1, x plus 3. Let's make sure this works. X times -1 is -1x. 3 times x is 3x. 3x minus 1x is 2x. This works. So our factors are x minus 1, x plus 3. Alright, so let's take a look at number 3. 2x minus 3 squared can be rewritten as 2x minus 3 times 2x minus 3. Let's take a look at number 4. So number 4 we can factor by grouping. So we can factor out an x squared from the first two terms, which leaves x squared times x plus 2. And we can factor out a 4 from the last two terms, so that's plus 4 times x plus 2. We group them together, so then we have x squared plus 4 times x plus 2. Alright, go ahead and finish up the warm-up. Alright, let's take a look at the next page. The student works 1, 2, and 3. Let's take a look at the next page. Activity 2.1, transforming rational functions. You have studied only a small subset of all rational functions. Let's consider the structure of the rational functions that you have explored so far. Describe the effects of changes to the c value and d value on each characteristic given. The c value shifts the function horizontally. This changes the domain by changing the vertical asymptote. The d value shifts the function vertically. This changes the range by changing the horizontal asymptote. 2. What determines a vertical asymptote? When does a rational function have more than one vertical asymptote? Vertical asymptotes are determined by input values. When the denominator is 0. Alright, number 3. Given f of x equals 1 divided by x, sketch each transformation and explain your process. Okay, so when you have g of x equals f of x plus 5, let's go ahead and graph that in yellow. You have a horizontal asymptote at y equals 5. And a vertical asymptote at x equals 0. All right, let's take a look at B. Let's graph in yellow. Okay, so you have a vertical asymptote at x equals -5 and a horizontal asymptote at y equals 0. All right, go ahead and finish up A and B. And for 3, the transformation is up 5 units, and the transformation for B is left 5 units. All right, let's take a look at C. Okay, so again, let's graph it in yellow. And then you have a vertical asymptote at x equals 0, and a horizontal asymptote at y equals 0. And the transformation reflects the x-axis. Go ahead and mark out D, and let's take a look at the next page. 4. Describe the effects of changes to the a value and b value on each characteristic. The a value stretches the function vertically. This does not change the domain of the rational function. The a value stretches the function vertically. This does not change the range of the rational function. All right, let's take a look at number 5. Write a rational function g of x that matches the given characteristics and sketch the graph and list the transformations. Okay, so the function, let's just graph in yellow, is g of x equals 1 divided by x minus 2 plus 1. Where the vertical asymptote is x equals 2, and the horizontal asymptote is y equals 1. Okay, go ahead and finish up A. And list the transformations, which is right 2 units and up 1 unit. Let's take a look at B. When the function is f parentheses of x plus 2 minus 4, which let's graph that in yellow. You have a vertical asymptote at x equals negative 2. And a horizontal asymptote at y equals negative 4. So, rewrite that. Okay. The transformations are left 2 units and down 4 units. Go ahead and finish up B, mark out C, and let's take a look at the next page. I'm going to mark out this page. And then please mark out pages 588 through 598. And then go ahead and finish up your notes, start working on the assignment, and have a wonderful Wildcat day.